Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites. How we doing today? Hopefully everybody is doing well. I'm not going to hold nobody or make a prolonged speech. I wanted to share something. This is a clip from Love Dorsey. It's about 4 or 5 minutes long. And when I tell you she didn't tell a single lie, she did not tell not one single lie, nothing. I'm not going to keep you too long without showing you.
You know, I hate to even talk about, I hate to even talk about this, but, you know, I call it the NFL and the NBA complex, right? When a young boy raised by a single mother makes it out of poverty and lands himself in the NFL or the NBA, who gets the credit for that?
The mama.
The mama. And cool, I ain't even making no argument against that. You was raised by your mama did everything by herself, and you made it to the NBA or the NFL. Your mama was dropping you off at them practices. Your mama was the one paying for the equipment. Your mama was the one that talked to the coaches and got you that extra effort put in. Your mama was the one at the school all the way through high school talking to them teachers and getting you. She did that. Big ups to you, mama. So now, single mama raised this boy. He made it. The typical Cam Newton or these other guys' story of their upbringing. Who is responsible and who should we give the credit to when this nigga got 4 bodies at the age of 16? He done been to juvie 5 or 6 times. He currently going to court for open murder case. Who is responsible? Who should we give the credit to for that? He was raised in the same situation as the one that went to the NFL, his mama. Who should we give credit to?
We should give it to the mama.
Okay, but hold on, Linwood. When we say that, when we say, hey, all these little boys out here running around with a switch and killing each other and all they want to do is fuck, and they got a baby at the age of 15 with a 17-year-old girl or a 22-year-old woman, if we say, hey, where's mama at? The mama say, no, his daddy wasn't around. His sorry ass daddy wasn't. So you mean to tell me if the child turned out bad, being raised only by you, it's the absent father's fault? But if the child turn out good, only being raised by you, that's all you. Make it make sense to me. I need somebody to make this shit make sense to me. Because the way I view it, the NBA nigga, let's give all credit to the mama because that's who raised them. And the nigga that done killed 3 people or robbed somebody or facing life in prison at 17, let's put it on the mama. Every time, let's give her the credit the same way. Every time we give a mama the credit when these niggas make it to the NFL or the NBA. They made it out of poverty. Every young nigga that don't make it out, get that whole the same credit. Let us step up and stand on TV when they doing the news conference saying we chased little Tyrone down over the bridge. He ran 3 cars off the road, killed 1 woman, accidentally shot a kid, put his mama on TV next to him like y'all do the bitches when the son's getting drafted. Put him on TV. When you see them boys get drafted into the NBA and you see the fat mama sitting on the couch with the big titties next to him and she jump up and start yelling, woo, my son, yes, we made it. Do that when them niggas be done killed half the community and they on TV going down. Don't let them go down by themselves. Don't let them go down by themselves. Go get the mama, the single mama that did everything by herself and raised them. Put her on TV right next to him and let her say, hey, I raised this. It's all me right here. Daddy wasn't involved. All me. Let's do that. And I guarantee you, if we line this shit up, we'll see way more situations of crash outs than we are seeing young men actually making it from these single mother-headed households. There's only a small percentage that can even make it into these higher rooms like the NFL and the NBA. We just don't like to talk about all the scenarios where a nigga over with at 16, 17 years old being raised by the same type of mama. And my point of this is we overlook statistics as women because we're not grounded. We're operating in delusion. The same way, right? You giving credit to these ones that's getting these kids to a certain level, you need to take all the motherfucking credit. When these little boys crazy as hell, slow, retarded, need EIP plans, can't sit still, don't know how to do nothing. There is a large majority of our community as young black boys, they don't know how to do nothing. They don't know how to do nothing. They don't know how to change tires. They don't know how to fix nothing in the house. They don't know how to check out if a vehicle break down. They don't know how to build anything. They don't know anything. And this is why industries like plumbing, electrical, roofing, contracting. This is why if you just take a African-American male born in the United States, is why I'm saying it like this, and you talk to them about even taking a job that is hard labor, they don't want to hear that shit. All they want to do is be rappers or be on Instagram streaming and fucking multiple women and making themselves look like they successful. And if you ask them about credit, if you ask them to read a paragraph in a motherfucking book, they can't. Most of them have to watch this. Most of them have to go to prison to learn these skills. Most of them, that's why you see people like Charleston White talk about how these niggas need to go to jail. Because that's where you learn to read. That's where you learn to sit down and you learn to read a paragraph and comprehend what you read, right? You couldn't do it when you was going to school, right? Your mama feeding you all that bad food that's actually reinforcing this whole inability to sit down because everything processed sugar and all this bullshit. So you couldn't do it when Miss Davis in the 4th grade class was telling you to do it. Your mama didn't care to bring community in to help you. You know, she's doing everything by herself. Now you 16, can't sit still, mind be racing, played the video game for a decade straight. You don't know how to sit with your own thoughts. You don't want to problem solve. You're not attracted to anything that's hard work. And so they lock your ass up, make you sit down and make you focus. Now you in there with one of the Muslim niggas or one of them niggas that you need them for protection. Now they got your ass reading books and they got you in there fucking learning how to do carpentry work. They got your ass in there acting like you got some motherfucking sense because your mammy couldn't do it. You know,
I heard not a single lie from the time she started talking in that clip to the time the clip ended. I did not hear one single lie that she told. And she hit a bunch of different things. Because when we talk about single mother-led households and the children that are typically produced out of those households, when the boys and girls do good, when the boy make it to the NFL or he have a successful business or he have a successful life or he do this, that, and the third, and he managed not to go to jail, he managed not to be in a gang, he managed not to become a statistic in the hood despite being raised by a single mother, despite the hardship that come with that and things of that nature. You got these women standing in the camera, cheesing and smiling. They'll be ready to tell anybody that they did it themselves. They raised that boy by himself. You know, the father wasn't around and it's a whole sob story, but you know, it's in triumph because they son made it and then he made it out the hood and he gonna bring everybody out the hood. But when you got that same boy that can't graduate out of high school because he read at a 3rd grade level, he's functionally illiterate. Like she said, he played the game all day. Everything that sound like hard work, he don't want to do. He don't have no discipline. He don't have no structure. He don't care about anything that challenges him. He don't want to do or engage in anything that makes that look like discipline, that look like structure, that look like it's not gonna let him do whatever. All he want to do is be on social media and be like the biggest streamer. See, it ain't just being a rapper now or being a ball player now. It's also now being a streamer. They see that as a bag. Or I could just get on YouTube, or I could just get on Twitch, or I could just get on TikTok, or whatever the case may be. And make a bag that way. You know, talking about nothing, doing nothing. I want to play the game. Let me get on Twitch. Not mind you that's saturated. He want to be the next Casanat. He want to be the next I Show Speed. He want to be that. So when you get to talking to him about sitting in school and learning, reading, his math, all that type of stuff, he's trying to figure out what you talking about. When he could be 15, 16, 17 and make, quote unquote, make easy money. Doing stuff he already want to do. The daddy not around to give him that structure and that discipline. You're unable to give it to him. You don't have any structure to offer to him. You do your best to try to tell him what to do, but after a certain point, he's not trying to hear you because you're a whole female and he can knock you out if he wanted to. So he's not trying to hear that. Now those women are thinking, man, this would have turned out different had his daddy been there. Because he don't respect nothing I got going on. I can't tell him nothing. He rip and run out of this household. He get loud with me, buck up at me. I done had to call the police on him 2-3 times. Because he in this house fighting and can on. Now he in and out of juvie. And when he get old enough, he in and out of jail. Until he catch a charge that get him some significant time. So now when he catch a charge that get him some significant time, you want to get in front of the camera. You don't want to say, this is the product of me and my single mother household. I decided that it was better for me to do it by myself, and this is what that choice produced. It'll be the community fault. It'll be his absent father fault. It'll be the family fault. It'll be the court's fault. It'll be DCFS fault. It'll be the school system fault. And she'll be standing in front of a camera crying about how the system done did her baby wrong. And it'll be everybody else's fault and not hers. Not her decisions. Stand up there like you do when they get drafted. So when he getting sentenced, stand her up there. Then he has to go to prison. And because that's where he got to learn discipline. Because you ain't going to do what you want to do in there. You got to sit down in there. Like she said, you go to the Muslim brothers. Because now you need protection in the prison system. And every black man that been to prison know that you go to the Muslims for protection. But when you go to the Muslims for protection in the prison system, they not going to allow you. You're not going to be running around this jail doing what you want to do and acting a fool and think you're going to run back to us and get the protection. Nope. Sit down and you're going to read this over here. You're going to learn your prayer. You're going to learn. Yeah, you're going to read over here. You're going to sit down and you're going to have some discipline over here. All that running around, all that acting tough, all that big bad, you big bone and brolic in the jail. We not doing that. You not big bone in here at all. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh, you can't read? We got a cure for that. Couple of hours a day, we want you, and you to sit down and read these books right here. By the end of the week, I want to hear what you learn. I almost want a book report. I'm 2 inches off a book report. We talking about the brothers in the jail. Because you're not going to run around here and act crazy. Talking about you under the protection of the Muslims. No, you not. You're going to act accordingly in here. You did all that foolishness out in the street and folks are scared of you. We ain't scared of you in here. You'll get dealt with in here. Go ahead on and sit down. And when it's time to eat something, go on sit down and put your head down and be quiet. I don't want to hear you run around. I don't want to hear you acting a fool and getting into it and all that kind of stuff. Because your mammy didn't care about your homework, or she could make you do it. Could make you go to school. She studied thinking you going to school. You done skip school for 2-3 weeks at a time and all that kind of stuff. Then come time to think, she think you finna graduate and you ain't gonna graduate. You two grades below where you supposed to be. So just like you want to be proud when them boys turn out good, and the girls too. She used the boys, but the girls too, because y'all want to stick y'all chests out when she don't come up with babies and this, that, and the third. But let her be 13, 14, 15 with 2 kids. Running around with this man and that man. You don't know where she at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and all that kind of stuff. She just fast. She just fast. You ain't got nothing to do with that, you sure? You ain't teach her how to hoe? You ain't teach her how to do that? Huh? You the one told her, don't go nowhere and come back with a wet coochie and a dry purse. You told her that. You told her that. Now she doing it. She kept that little piece of information. She certainly did. Now she fast. She fast. She 14, 15. You ought to know where she was at. She 14, 15 out in the street and she fast. You don't take no time out with your children to teach them nothing, to rear them, to actually give them anything that's useful. Y'all think that just paying for them and putting a little roof over their head and put that little nasty food in front of them, that's raising kids. That is not raising children. That is child maintenance. And many of you are not doing that very well. But it is maintenance. Whether you on Section 8 and food stamps or whether you work, 15 hours and all that kind of stuff, and they got, the latest this and the latest that, and you live in a decent neighborhood, you are still only maintaining your children. That is maintenance. That is not rearing. That's not raising. That's not teaching. That's not nurturing. That is not giving them the tools to handle adulthood properly, or it is certainly not giving them the opportunity and the tools to not make the same mistakes in life that you have made. You don't bother to put your children, your boys, in front of men that would teach them well when they are young. Y'all only try to reach back and go get the daddy, or reach and go get the coach, or reach and go get somebody after he 13, 14, he done went upside your head 2-3 times. Now you want to get somebody involved. Come get him. Now you want to send him somewhere. Just like that lady I did that show on that boy. He was about 15 or so, 14, 15. And he studied whooping around the house. And she sent him to juvie or whatever. And them boys in juvie tuned him up. And he got back on there with a swollen eye, talking about, I'm sorry, mama. Right. But that's the only time that you call yourself want help. When you should have either chosen a better man to be the father of the children, a man that wanted to be a daddy, or you should not have ran the father off. Either way. Because when the child was young and he was young enough to be a pawn in your stupid little game, you know, you made it a big deal. Oh, you can't come see your kids. You argued every time he wanted to come see his kids and wanted to come get his kids. You made an argument out of it. You made a big deal out of it. Never once was you cordial. This the kind of stuff y'all do. Because I'm sorry, y'all. I be thinking about the stuff that I be having saved on the fly instead of having it, instead of having it pulled up. And I know it's way back here. It's good in back here too. And I don't remember the name of it. They need to have it where you can search your saved stuff on Instagram. You can save it, but you can't search it so that you don't have to scroll all the way back. I do not like that because I know it's way back here, but it's so pertinent to the conversation. This is why I'm taking the time out to actually go and look for it, because it's a perfect example of what some of these women do with the men and their children. Is that it? Bear with me, y'all. Please bear with me. I'm going to find it afterwards, too. I know it. It wasn't this far back. I don't think. It's not this far back, but I done probably skipped over it. I wish I had thought of it prior to, but I really didn't. I'd have had it pulled up. It's not this far back. I done went back too far and now I can't find it. But what I was going to point out was I was reading on Instagram, these people, this guy had slides of the texts that his baby mother was sending him. And it was his turn to have the child for the summer. And she wanted him to sign like a paper promising that he would bring the child back on a specific day. This is not something that the court had ordered or anything like that, but she made such a big deal to the point where he was like, I'm not signing no paper. Like, the court order is for me to have the child over the course of the summer. So why would I sign a piece of paper? And she went back and forth in that text, talking about how she not going to let him get on the plane, and she not going to let him see the kid, and da-da-da-da-da. Like, she went through a whole situation with that man about what she was not going to do and how he was not going to be able to see his child because he didn't want to sign a paper and this, that, and the third. I done got caught up low-key trying to look for it again. But that was the gist of what I was going to talk about or point out in terms of these are the types of things that these women be sending these men through. Something very simple. Come get his kid. They already went to court. Gave him 50-50 custody or whatever. That was the custody agreement. The custody agreement was he gets the child, you know what I'm saying, on weekends, this, that, and the third, but he also has the child over the course of the summer after school let out. And you wanted to stop that man. And he was like heartbroken. That's why he even put it on Instagram. He was like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even see my child because I don't want to sign a paper that a judge or court did not tell me I had to do. This is just something you thought of just because you wanted to think of it. And now all of a sudden I have to comply with that? No. Absolutely not. And he didn't do it. And she, according to the end of that exchange, she did not allow him. I don't know if she eventually did or not allow him to take the child with him or whatever. Or I don't think that she really could have stopped him because it was according to court order. This wasn't just an arrangement that they had made on their own. But these are the types of things that a lot of men go through simply trying to be a father to their children. And when the children don't turn out right, you want to blame the father for not being there. You want to blame the dad. Well, he wasn't there. And that's why such a little man turned out like that. No, little man turned out the way he turned out because of you. Because of you, beloved. But anyway. As you know what I'm talking about? I'm going to be up on different stuff. Let me go to this commercial break. And then I'm going to get to these super chats as well. After these messages, we'll be right back. Because I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com. The link is pinned. to the top of the chat. If you're looking to keep your skin feeling its absolute best and smelling really good and being really soft this summer, then you need the body butter that's on the screen right now. Once again, the link is pinned to the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. If this is going to be your first order, please take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Oh, you guys are bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button, bam, bam. You got to go ahead and hit the like button for me. Thank you, DJ. So all praises to the one finally I love Dorsey vid. Thank you, D-Bakes, that YouTube not allowing me to say anything in this super chat. Sometimes YouTube will block certain words. It's up to YouTube. If they don't want you to put certain words in a super chat, they'll like block what you're talking about or block the super chat. So I appreciate your contribution. And thank you, HVAC, said they want men with no kids to be stepfathers. Come and touch upon that real quick, because I don't think these women got the memo that is over. So touching up on my last chat, single mothers, you will be useful to the group moving forward. Move wisely. Get you a man with kids. We will touch on, I could touch on that. But first,
right here is official. Never really saw anything like this before. How do you know when you're doing the proper push up? You gotta go all the way down, chest touching the floor, coming back up full extension. But now that you told me how to do it, now how you know when you're doing it? You don't know, and you won't know unless you have what it is. Nah, that was fire. That was fire. Make sure it keeps you accountable. Accountability is everything. So
incredible. You can't cheat. You gotta go all the way down and all the way up, and that's one solid rep. Good money.
That's it. It's no arguing, no debating, no questioning. All the way down, all the way up. You got to start and finish the same way. She got my shit. I'm glad.
Fucking crib raider.
So click the link at the top of the chat, theproperpush.com/VIP in order to unlock your exclusive VIP offer. There's only 100 spots and there's only $1 to unlock that. All you have to do is hit the link, put your email in and verify it. Once you do, you will be sent an invite to reserve your VIP exclusive offer in your inbox. If it's not in your inbox, please check your junk and your spam folder so that you can receive 20% off the Proper Push when the product is ready to launch. Exclusive Proper Push merchandise, instant alerts when the Kickstarter goes live, and first access to early bird Kickstarter rewards. Once again, click the link, put your email in and verify it. Once you do, be on the lookout for your invite, your reservation invite for your VIP exclusive offer in your inbox. Thank you, King Musa. Say they continue to blame absent fathers, but how can one have influence who's not there? And they'll dodge accountability when they hear girls his age say he's trash. Here's the thing. It's saying things when it's convenient, because the absence of a father do mean something. That's where they catch people up at. He's absent, but it's a problem. And the problem is going to present itself in the children. Children need their fathers, just like they need their mothers. They need the balance of their fathers. They need them. Because we can see the result of what happens to children when they don't have their fathers. That's part of the problem. That's a huge part of the problem. The only issue that I'm having is they only do that when the child don't turn out right. That's my problem. Don't start talking about what your child was missing in the absence of the father and how it negatively impacted your child once the child goes wayward and the child don't do what you think the child should be doing. But if the child make it and the child is all right, then all of a sudden, we're not talking about the absence of the father. The father being absent was neither here nor there. HVAC wanted me to touch on the stepfather situation, men with no children to be stepfathers. They want men of any caliber to be a stepdad. The women who are looking for men to come in and step into a role would take any man to do this. And the reason that I'm pointing that out is because of the selfish nature of the women who want men to come and do that, because they're not looking to actually have a relationship or a partnership with the men. They are looking for sponsors and somebody that they can trick and fool into thinking that this is going to be a real relationship, even if a marriage take place, that this is going to be a real relationship in marriage that they not using him for, and they're going to use him. And they may or may not have a couple of kids with him and this, that, and the third, try to make it look good. But the whole point is they want somebody to step in financially. They're not looking for the structure of the men. They oftentimes do not want the structure of the men. These are the same women that'll tell that man he can't discipline them kids. You could be in the house with them, you can pay for them, you can feed them, you can clothe them, you can pay all the bills, but you can't add structure to them. You can't be an authority over them because you, quote unquote, not their daddy. That's where the problem is at. Because how do you expect a man to come into a relationship in full good faith, but also with the understanding that he's not going to really be able to take his full, you know what I'm saying, step into his full role of leadership and authority in this house just because those are not his biological children? Who want to do that? Who want to do that? Men don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. They're not looking forward to that. You're just going to use me, and I can't even have no say in what's going on. These kids running around here, they disrespect you. They think they're going to disrespect me and all this kind of stuff. We're not doing it. Absolutely not. Nobody trying to do all of that. That's a lot of foolishness. That's a whole bunch of foolishness. Ain't nobody trying to get into all of that. There are a couple of things that I actually do want to talk about that's off this topic. Y'all mind if I take a couple of minutes to go off topic? H-back said the kids will have marks if they disrespect him. That's why he'll never do it, because I know my tolerance level is 0. Y'all mind if I go off topic a little bit? I'm going to go off topic a little bit because I want to go into depth with it more in another show, but it's on my mind right now because it's a little bit big story. And that is about, my baby said, wish me a happy born day because it's tomorrow. Thank you, baby. Definitely tomorrow, mañana. But I wanted to talk somewhat about the whole situation with the young man who was deleted by the Asian store owner, the gas station owner. And him walking away with a not guilty verdict. Now, I'm going to be, in the interest of full transparency, I did not keep up with the case. Now I think I might go back and watch the trial for it. Thank y'all for the birthday wishes. However, I seen enough of it and enough of the video footage and a fact that I learned while listening to Hamp's show today, because he was talking about it. Because it was a lot of facts of the case that I did not know, like I said, because I didn't follow the case. But I learned that the young boy was shot in the back only after they had chased him more than 150 yards away from the gas station. 150 yards, y'all. Y'all realize that's like a football field and a half. Y'all realize that, don't y'all? A football field is 100 yards minus the end zones. Because in the middle of the field is the 50-yard line. You know how long a football field is? That's crazy. Who chases somebody like that? For water that baby didn't even take. That baby didn't even take no water. He didn't take nothing out that stuff. When he walked into the store, they told him to put his bag down, which he did. He walked around the store. They were watching him like a hawk anyway. He went to go and get several bottles of water he was going to get. Apparently, they told him to put it back because he started putting them all back. He moves to the front of the store, kind of walking around a little bit. I guess they started, you know what I'm saying, like that, because they followed him around the store. So he just like, okay, I'm going to go. Before he walks out of the store, it seemed like he pulls his shirt up or whatever to like demonstrate that he doesn't have anything. He takes his bag and he exits the store. What more you want him to do? What more you want him to do? What you want him to do? If he come in the store, you ask him to put his bag down, he do that. He walk around the store, he pick up some items, you tell him to put the items back, he do it. Then he decides, I don't even want to be in this store no more. If y'all going to like harass me in this store, then I don't want to be in the store. He goes to the front of the store, picks his bag back up, and walks out of the store. Tell me where his decorum was bad. Because according to the footage, he's not even wasting time arguing with them. He doesn't even get into a big argument with them. I don't think he was going to steal no water. He had about 5 or 6 bottles of water. How he was going to steal it? He was going to steal it how? How you going to steal 4 or 5 bottles of water and your bag at the front of the store? We can have that argument if he had his bag with him and was putting the water in the bag. Now that make more sense. But if his bag is in the front of the store and he don't have no bag on him and nowhere to put these bottles of water, you can't stuff all that water in your hoodie. The part that get me is when he walked out of the store, you chase him in order to shoot him. Over a bottle of water that he didn't even have. Even if he had shoplifted the water, you know what you do? Put his face on the thing in front of the store as a shoplifter, ban him from the store, and make a police report. That's what you do for petty theft and shoplifting. That's what you do. What you don't do is with a weapon on you, chase a boy that had already left your establishment. And then shoot him in the back. That's what you don't do. Because when you run a store, a convenience store, anything like that, you have theft that may occur in your store. You gonna shoot everybody that might steal something? You gonna kill everybody? You gonna kill everybody because you run a convenience store or any kind of store And somebody might come in that store and shoplift. That's what you have insurance for, to cover the cost of shoplifting. And if you have an issue in a particular area of shoplifting, you either need to have better security measures or take your store somewhere else. If you paranoid about people stealing gum, water, zoom zooms, and wham whams out your store, either put better security measures in place or take your store elsewhere. Or don't have a store because you're paranoid. For a bottle of water that baby didn't take. And you have folks talking about the way that Black men need to walk around to make sure that other people know that they didn't steal anything, or they don't have anything, or they don't know. Nobody's walking around like this all day. So they say. I question that narrative because I'm trying to figure out where the narrative, who said he had a gun, who told who that. I'm trying to figure out, did that come from the people who killed him or not? But let's assume that the young man had a gun on him. At no point did he ever brandish that gun or go for it while he was in that store. The store owners did not know he had any weapon. If he had a weapon, they didn't know that because he did not brandish it. And I question whether or not he had any kind of weapon on him, especially if the Asian said he did. Because we believe you. Then you had a guy get on there, Asian guy get on the internet talking about he dare Black people to boycott Asian ran establishments. Excuse me? We don't care nothing about that mystery meat that you be selling in the Chinese store. Every time y'all open up a Chinese restaurant, all of a sudden ain't no stray cats, dogs, squirrels, or mices. Take it. You get your food poison anyway. Take it. Don't nobody want that little mystery meat, that little mystery fried rice. You don't know what's in it. You gonna take the liquor stores. You don't run the liquor stores no way. Unfortunately, a lot of the Arabs run the liquor store. And when they do that, I call them Arabs. I know it's Arab. They Arabs when they be running them stores like that. We ain't gonna do y'all nails no more. We taught y'all how to do nails. You think we don't know how to lay acrylic? You know they sell acrylic on Amazon, right? Your nail shop be dirty anyway. That's all y'all got. It's beauty supply stores. That'll be the hardest one to get rid of because you got a lot of hyenas that want them lashes and them wigs up out of there. But we can order that. Wigs and wigs, lashes, and braid hair and all that kind of stuff. Get it on Amazon almost cheaper than you can get it at the beauty supply store. Don't play yourself. Don't play yourself. Because even the hyenas that like their wigs and makeup do not be going to the beauty supply store all the time to get that stuff. Y'all makeup be old anyway. They sell all that stuff on Amazon. All of it. So even the hood, even the hood rats will go elsewhere to get their wigs and get their makeup and get their lashes. Okay?
Little picture about us black people, and that lets me know you ain't. You're a bozo because you go, oh, we'll take away the liquor. This is what you said.
I love when the black community says, let's boycott Asian businesses. Please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout.
Yeah, take the Chinese takeout out. That's whack anyway. You serve us bullshit, GMO, all that. We get fat and get diseased off of your dirty food anyway. Because the food that's in the hood is not good for the black people. There is good Chinese food, but the shit you serve is usually trash. All right?
The dry cleaners.
We'll be fine. Black man invented dry cleaning anyway. We'll be fine with the dry cleaning. We will find another place to get our dry cleaning at.
The laundromats.
We'll be fine with that.
Let's get rid of the liquor stores as well.
We don't need.
And hold on. Who told him Chinese people be running the laundromat? Who told him that? Because even in Chicago, they don't run no laundromats in Chicago. Chinese people don't run no laundromat in Chicago. And now that since I've been here, I ain't seen no Chinese people in no laundromat. I ain't seen no Asian people in no laundromat. Who told him they run laundromats? No, they don't. And in Chicago, black people own the best dry cleaners. Argue with your mama. M&K on the west side, black people. Taylor Wright on the south side, black people. Pride on the south side, black people. I just named 3 major dry cleaners in Chicago, all black people. What are we talking about?
Liquor. See, all the things, a lot of stuff you were naming is that has been killing us anyway. So we need to change up our anyway. Liquor. I don't even drink anyway. And a lot of people should stop drinking liquor anyway. So shame on you for that.
Get rid of the Jordans you guys wear, the Nikes you wear.
Michael Jordan, he's not Asian. He's a black dude. Okay. And I think that he can go somewhere else to get his shoes made. All right.
The shower caps.
Please, get out of here with that.
The Hyundais, all your car electricians.
That's Japanese. There's no Japanese in the black neighborhoods anyway. And you said car electronics. Listen, there's certain things, of course, a lot of stuff made in Asia. That's fine. But guess what else? Asians do. Copy black culture. That's what you do. So you should stay the fuck out of black culture too, sir. And then you say,
a lot of us do go to college. You're being outworked by immigrants who barely speak English. And you're not embarrassed?
Black women have the highest degrees in America. Black people go to college too. And you had the nerve to say,
go to the bank, start your own businesses, and deal with your own people.
You know how many black people try to get loans, try to get money for businesses, and banks are so racist they don't give it to black people? You jack. And by the way, the reason why you guys have the right to come into black neighborhoods to open stores is because white folks didn't want you in their neighborhoods, so they sent you to the black community. And you said,
we have our own Chinatown, we have our own Koreatown. You think we really need you guys to benefit off and make money?
Chinatown was a ghetto where they put Chinese people.
Listen, Chinatown is a hood. Argue with a rock. Don't nobody be sweating Chinatown. Even in Chicago got a big old Chinatown over there by 22nd off the expressway. It's got a big old monument up there, a whole bunch of stores and restaurants. It's literally Chinatown. It's literally the writing is all in Mandarin and everything. Don't nobody be sweating Chinatown. You go over there, get you because they serve each other the good Chinese food. You might go over there, walk around a little bit, but we don't care nothing about that. We don't care about Chinatown. What do we care about Chinatown? Nothing. Y'all sell them little trinkets. We don't care nothing about that. It's like walking around a thrift store or something. We don't care. White people don't care. Y'all think white people like y'all and they don't. You think if you come here and uphold white supremacy, white folk will like you. White folk don't like nobody. White folk barely like each other. The Chinaman has always been looked down upon in America, particularly by white people. All them caricatures, they had their own version of Sambo and blackface and minstrel show directed towards the Chinese. That's how you got that ding, 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 ding. That's how you got all that. You know how we ding, 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 ding. They used to make cartoons like that about y'all. You remember that? That's how you get Chinese man. That's how you got that. White people did that. Tell me I'm lying.
people in a certain area. Of course, you guys worked hard and built it up. That's facts. But it was a ghetto because they didn't like you. They had anti-Chinese laws against you. They did. White folks shit on Chinese people, Asian people in general, Japanese in internment camps. They shit on Koreans. So all of this shit you talking, you better know your history, buddy. So the reason why your is even in here to open your mouth on that phone is because of the Civil Rights Bill in 1964.
And let's talk about the Japanese in internment camps. They bombed the Japanese, did they not? Nagasaki and Hiroshima, did they not do that? After Pearl Harbor, was not Japanese people sent to internment camps? Were they not? They have never liked y'all. They have made fun of y'all, lied on y'all, put y'all in them internment camps, and dared y'all to say something. Then turned around and bombed that little island of y'all. China just now got to a place within recent decades where they can kind of make power moves a little bit. That's because of white folk and colonialism. We don't know that?
Did you know that? Off of Black American sweat is the reason why Asians can come in here and do what they do. Arabs can come in here and do what they do. Even Africans can come here. But you made a general picture about.
But y'all want to be white. Y'all think white people like y'all. Just because they help y'all have a leg up over black people don't mean that they like y'all. It's to rub it in our face. That's what that's about. That's about making sure that we can't get no further than a certain point. That's not about liking you. You will never have the door open to whiteness. I don't care how many of your women marry Mr. Cartwright. Because y'all got an identity crisis. Y'all claim y'all culture is so strong, but you got an identity crisis, don't you? All your women want white men. Creating them little ugly half-breeded white Asian kids. White and Asian don't mix at all. It's 1 out of every 50 of them look all right. The rest of them it's funny looking. Y'all gonna find out about Mr. Cartwright too. He do everybody the same way. Y'all know they be funny looking. Black and Asian be real pretty most of the time. I've only ever seen black and Asian not come together real good, rarely. Usually so-called Blasians be real pretty, male and female. But y'all be them Japanese, Chinese, where Asian women be going with them white men, had them little funny looking babies. And you think you're acceptable? You're not acceptable. You a means to an end to white folk, like everybody else. That's how they view everybody else. A means to an end. If getting next to a certain group of people or culture can further a particular agenda of theirs, they will do so while hating you. And then when your time comes, You go in the wagon, come too when they get done. White supremacy break its toys when they're done. They do that to everybody. HVAC, so this is why it's important for the older generation. I'm looking at you, Gen X. Stop calling our children YNs, because that is what they think of our kids. Look at the mellow kid in Texas. Said, but they don't have smoke for our palm color friends. Didn't they melt Japan? Not melt them. Not they melted them. Y'all made a whole kaiju franchise in Godzilla based on, as our good brother HVAC put it, being melted down in 1945. But mad at us. Asian people, are y'all afraid of the white teeth? Right. Now the whites almost wiped them out twice. 1945 and the Korean War still got no smoke. Like the Hispanics don't have smoke. And Asian women also go after black men too. That's why they upset. Chun-Li wants me. Yeah. And I like me some Godzilla. I'm gonna see when it come out, Godzilla -0. I like me some Godzilla, but I know where it came from. I know why y'all a whole Godzilla was a fictional representation of not only national trauma but national shame for the Japanese. And do not be having smoke for white people. Like, what? What? Y'all scared. Talking about we don't care if y'all boycott. If black people boycott y'all will be out of there. That whole Chinatown gonna crumble. It's gonna be big trouble in little China. Okay? If black people stop patronizing all that stuff that y'all put in black neighborhoods because white folk don't want it in their neighborhood, if we stop patronizing you, it will all fall. Ask Target. And I had to backpedal on Target because I didn't think that would work, and it did. When C-19 was going on, they study were calling it the Wuhan flu and all that. It was a study they had jokes. They had jokes. Y'all was mad. They blamed you. But you ain't got no smoke for them. You scared. You scared. Y'all scared. You scared. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm out of here. I know I took the show a different route, but I had to kind of talk on that a little bit. I really had to talk on that a little bit. And I really didn't talk on it the way I really wanted to, only because I hadn't watched the trial. So, you know, I don't want to go too far into details that I don't have about the case. But don't get out of line. Don't get too far out of line. Don't get too far out of line. Because y'all low-key dirty foots too. Anyway, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, is the Crimson Cure. This was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonite.